on the one hand, the science seen as revolutionary, as heroic. You have the notion of the scientific hero, be it Galileo, Darwin, Einstein, etc., and scientific heroism, medical miracles such as the eradication of smallpox, the near eradication of polio, pharmaceutical drugs which extend life, space travel, conveniences, luxuries, technologies of the modern world, right, all go into sort of a revolutionary, heroic, progressive idea of science. On the other hand, we have a negative view of science, a resistance to the heroic view of science. And this is seen in the notion of the mad scientist. The idea of scientific apocalypse, disease, and technology. Science as a military weapon, or science that is weaponized as in a military way. Science as hyperactive Western rationalist consciousness. And then ultimately, science as otherization. And this idea of otherization gets back to the idea of objectification. That science is basically otherizing us as human beings, okay, in general. But it is seen by certain groups of people as being otherizing them in a very specific way. So science's otherization can be seen as science as colonization or colonialism. Science as being sexist, phallocentric, misogynistic. Science as being racist, and then science as being elitist. Okay, so those are the sort of two competing narratives about science. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is go into the second narrative first, the negative one, which is broadly known as the philosophy of science. So I'm going to go into that first, and then I will return to the heroic sort of narrative or the standard narrative in the explication or explanations concerning Darwin. Okay, so I'll give you both sort of sides of the story there and ammunition for both discourses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the philosophy of science, the critique of science. I'm going to do that through looking at a graphic expression, a graphic guide to the philosophy of science. So we see it here with the Darwin one, and we'll see it in the next episode with the philosophy of science.